In this video, what to expect from Sony's newly registered camera, the RX0 Mark II. I ran into an article today that confirms Sony's RX0 Mark II ID registration with the Federal Communication Commission. Speculation of this camera's announcement by Sony should be expected by this summer. Sony's RX0 Mark I was released late 2017. It provided a 21 megapixel 1-inch sensor with a size 24mm f4 lens. To put things into perspective, GoPro's Hero line is a 12 megapixel half-inch sensor with a 16mm f2.8 lens. Sony provided a slower lens with a narrower field of view but a much better quality image and a bigger sensor. Both cameras are shock and waterproof. Sony doesn't claim this to be their action camera. Sony's action camera line is the FD-RX3000 that provides easier usability for action sports and activities. If that's the case, what's the use for the RX0 line? Sony created an ultra-compact pro camera. There isn't any camera that offers the specifications of the RX0 line in a body that small. Like always, there isn't a perfect camera. Some of the things I dislike about the camera was a terrible dim back screen. If you're outside and try to look at the screen, all you would see is a reflection. It also wasn't a touchscreen. This made it a little cumbersome to navigate around the camera. The input plugins in the rear of the camera took real estate of the back screen and should have been placed to the side or top and bottom of the camera. The camera only shot in 1920 by 1080, not 4K. No in-body sensor image stabilization, a slow f4 lens, and the battery life was also terrible. Some of the things to like about the camera was a 21 megapixel 1-inch sensor, a normal wide-angle 24mm lens with little distortion, superb S-Log video recording for awesome dynamic range and colors, a durable shock and waterproof camera. This camera is targeting the intermediate to advanced camera user who wants a GoPro-like camera with professional features. What to expect to see for the RX0 Mark II is a very similar body, same lens, and a full touchable back screen. I believe they'll be upgrading the 1-inch sensor with a 24 megapixel 1-inch sensor. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll be seeing an in-body image stabilized sensor. A 1-inch sensor stabilized in that small body will be a camera's engineer's nightmare. I'll be impressed if they did. I also believe that some of those HDMI imports to record 4K with a recorder will be removed since the camera will probably be able to record 4K internally. The camera will be simplified and easier to use. I would also wish for a faster lens like a 2.8 or a 1.8, but again, a 24mm equivalent lens f2.8 or f1.8 will be too big and too costly for the RX0 Mark II. I wouldn't hold my breath for a better lens unless they go for a smaller sensor to provide in-body image stabilization and a better lens, in which case go with GoPro. That wouldn't make sense for that reason. So they will continue with the 1-inch sensor and slow lens. Another feature I think they will integrate is RAW pictures. I would maximize its strength and offer RAW pictures that will blow smartphones and any action camera out of the water. My favorite walk-around and casual shooting lens is Sony's FE28mm f2 lens. It's versatile and works all around like a glorified smartphone. If you can take awesome smartphone pictures, then a 28mm or a 30mm focal length is what you need. The RX0 provides a 24mm which is slightly wider and will give you more flexibility. You can easily crop in if the angle is too wide. I'm excited to see what they do with this camera and at which price. If you enjoyed this video, please share, subscribe, and hit the notification button.